players middle to control that connection point. And that's why, I mean, that's why guys like Crims get so much notoriety on a map like this, because that's a crucial spot, and that guy holds it like an absolute monster.
Yeah, well, Crims is at a whole new level on this map. He's a beast at it.
Well, knife round going to start already. Damage coming out right now on Skadoodle, but he's going to fall away from it. He's going to drop back down over the backside onto jungle. Meanwhile, Freakazoid going to take down XP3, brings it back to an advantage for Cloud9. As already Rush responds, though, but Challenger's Shroud, Skadoodle make it all 3 S's. They're going to come back with 3 kills as Desi drops down immediately after, and Sean Gares makes up for it on Roka. They're going to start off on the CT side again. Another knife round for them to start out. Actually, take that back. They lost the knife round on Cobble. Either way, they'll get it on this time, and we'll see Skadoodle's op at mid right away.
No, and this is going to be dangerous. This is what what we said. The win rate on the T side for eLevate is 10%. 3 of 30 rounds so far in their matches. So starting out on a half where they're used to getting beat up on. So we'll have to see if they've changed anything, what they can bring in store. They're going to need to have changed something, because that's just not good enough. 10%. That's horrendous, actually. That is, for the talent on this team, for the the quality of fraggers they have, Roka, Desi, Rush, those guys' abilities to find entry kills, for whatever reason on this map, they just don't do it. So hopefully they come to play tonight.
Well, let's see if they can. Freakazoid, he makes himself at home inside the ladder room to cross over at mid. This, although there's a smoke in mid, allows Skadoodle actually to give up a little more position, because they still have a presence there. They still have someone sighting, and now Freak knows that they're there. So Skadoodle slides. He'll get on the top of the connector, but smoke out. That blinds him off. They should be able to pour through. So eLevate already putting a lot of mid presence in. Of course, it is just the pistol, but look at this. They get shut down. They don't find that entry, and they fall back. The problem is they fall back to nothing, and Freakazoid, who are both now on Catwalk. So this is working out for Cloud9, because they rotate perfectly. As Freakazoid will find XP3. Roka, he'll get Sean Gares. That's the only kill so far. I take that back, actually. Nothing is on 1 HP, but he's still alive, so it doesn't count just yet. He should go down any second if he gets caught off. He's playing really passive. Roka's managed to get all the way behind them, interestingly enough.
What a setup from Cloud9 there. 2 members on Catwalk, Freak in the ladder room, nothing on actual Catwalk, and then Skadoodle at the top of Connector, and they just shut down that play. It looked good for eLevate, but like you said, for all the pressure they put on, all the bodies they threw at it, they couldn't get the kills, and they couldn't gain the map control, and now there's nothing left to do here but Skadoodle to take off the head of Roka. That's going to be a pistol round win for Cloud9. That's just going to be a little bit quicker to seeing what Skadoodle can do with that AWP, how eLevate's changed up, how they want to play on their T side.
Well, it does give another start to Cloud9 that would be desired, and this time on a different map, something a little bit close quarters. They do go to the SMGs instead. So MP7s come out for Shroud, Sean Gares, Freakazoid. Only a FAMAS for nothing. And Skadoodle gets immediately into sniper territory. He's going to go straight to the scout, but they aren't even going to go mid this time. They do want to go for the execution, see if they can at least get a bomb plant down, but they've only got 1 smoke to use. In fact, no smokes to use. That was misheard. That was thrown from the CT side. So they'll come in completely naked. Not able to obstrude any of the vision right now from Cloud9. Shroud's already going to get Desi. Good shot from Roka. Takes down Skadoodle, so the scout doesn't amount to anything on the cross. This does get them a little bit closer to the bomb site, but bomb's already been dropped. They have to recover that XP3. Good shot into nothing. They're keeping this fairly even. HP does not favor them, but they do get a number of entries. Again, that problem, though, look where that bomb is. It's in full sight of 2 C9 players.
Right, and this is kind of a little bit of a collapse here from Cloud9. Like you said, just basically dry execute with these P250s. There's no smokes in place, and they've gotten 2 kills here. But Roka and Storm, low HP, they're just going to get mowed down by Sean, so they recover. A good dink onto Shroud brings him down to 22. He's got the only rifle, but Freakazoid cleans up XP3. So it looked a little bit scary there for a second, but Cloud9 stabilized. They're able to just mow down the rest of the players. And they recover the scout for Skadoodle, who's going to take that over towards window room and jungle.
And the question is, what's nothing going to do to upgrade away from this FAMAS? Is he actually, he's going to sit on the pistol? No. He is. Wow, I thought he'd at least go to an SMG, because he can build that back so quickly.
Playing the economy game. Playing the economy game. Doesn't want to spend any money.
Interesting. Because again, if he goes for an SMG, he gets 2 kills with it. He's paid it back, essentially.
If he goes for an SMG and gets 1 degged, he loses a lot of money.
Alright, touche, sir.
A lot of F's we can
Always
throw
look
out
on
here.
the bright side of life. You negative person. He can do it. Skadoodle, he'll take down Storm, though. Deagle from Roka. There it is. Does catch Shroud, so maybe the 1D's were something. Maybe you were completely onto it. And Rush is going to come up from underpass. They overlook it. They give up mid entirely. And now he's got 2 kills on the entry because Nothing and Skadoodle had no idea he was coming through. Now Freakazoid and Sean Gares, they have to make up for this loss. They have to be able to pull this round back. They do still have full HP. Roka's on 1, but Desi and Rush are looking equally as healthy. They're definitely eating their noodles today. Weedy's firmly in the system. And Freakazoid, though, he'll take Desi down. Bomb dropped on the site. Roka's got to try and recover this again, though. Only that 1 HP to work with. And the fire in place, he can't even get near the bomb. He can't even think about it. The heat alone could melt him alive.
Yeah, this has given Sean so much time to rotate off the B side, and he spots out Rush looking the wrong way at the right time, so all of a sudden this eco round that looked a little promising is just blown apart. Nice play from Freakazoid there to delay him, not expose himself too much, stop the plant. And that comes down, I mean, that's entirely, like another good eco round by eLevate, 3 kills there, but no bomb plant, but that comes down entirely to Cloud9 not having any mid presence whatsoever, to have one player just be able to run up connector and take out those 2 kills, 1 at the stairs and 1 in jungle. I mean, that was a crucial play from Rush. Well done by him, but if Cloud9 gets mid control, that gets shut down, so no one there to spot for it.
Shroud super aggressive mid. Flash does try and hinder his ability to push forward, but he still finds XP3, and there's no one directly in line to trade that, even though there's 2 more players deep inside the horseshoe, so that's a free kill for Cloud9, and smartly so, Shroud falls immediately back inside the B site. He'll rotate the long way, because Catwalk's the best escape route for him, but he'll go back over and join up on A. Skadoodle just needs to be sure he spots this underpass play this time, before Shroud gets caught off. If Desi gets by him and Shroud's not in position, then there would be a chance. Either way, all 4 players right now from eLevate are in mid. And there you go, Nothing using the ticket booth and the height advantage to see just over top of that smoke. He finds Desi as he tries to come through, and eLevate look lost. They're going to go back right now toward T-spawn, or actually into the B apartments, so they'll make something out of nothing, but this is another one of those rounds where they just don't really get anything done with execution. That 1 kill by Shroud took everything out of play for them. It looked like they were completely lost because they didn't have the mid presence they wanted.
Yeah, surprising they didn't have a second player with XP3 to potentially trade that kill, but, I mean, Shroud even gets away for free. Not only gets the kill, but he's able to run back without taking any damage and no pressure put on it. And then a second free kill from Nothing, so that's something that we didn't see them do against Luminosity, that you can just see how effective it is. I think eLevate's just saving these guns. They're not even going to go for this round. They're just hiding far back with the bomb, watching both their flanks. Cloud9, not a lot of bank built up on their side, so they're going to be content to let them survive with these 3 AKs into the next round. But what a defensive stand there, just to you know, posture and push these eLevate players into a save situation so early on.
I'm just going to sit back and they'll get away with all 3, so they don't pursue it. Because Cloud9's bank, although it's decent, wasn't amazing, but they'll bring out the op. Here comes Skadoodle. Let's see if he can actually get into play with it this time. But good lurk by Shroud. That's a good read by Cloud9 to get aggressive on that early. Because that instantly plays inside eLevate's head.
Well, as if they needed another reminder that their T-side on this map is currently in disarray with that 10% win rate. Cloud9 reminds him there, and it looks like Skadoodle might want to get a little bit aggressive, but this is more mid-control than we've seen out of Cloud9. Nothing and Freakazoid both push partially the way up there. And they're going to take that first kill, and they're just going to fall off it. Freakazoid not afraid to just jump up on a catwalk and run all the way back. So, once again, XP3 gets taken down to mid-aggression, and no response from eLevate. No one else is even being aggressive in any way that could support him or trade that kill. So, another free kill given up to Cloud9.
I mean, these guys look so lost on this map. It's so surprising, because it's probably one of the top 3 maps played in international competition, in best of 3s, when people are able to choose the maps and get it into the pool, and yet eLevate have no execution. I think you said something like 3 rounds this year out of 34. That's ridiculous to think that they could only get that many rounds on a T side. You'd have to think of pug rounds. If they just go all out, they could get more than that, but it hasn't worked at all for them. We'll see if they can add to that total, because they're going to need to vastly improve upon it. Broke us through the fire, and unfortunately segregated from his team, and gets taken down by Freakazoid, who wants nothing to do with that prejudice. So here comes the rest of them, and already look at this rotation. Desi still finds a way up catwalk, but no angles to cover off. Skadoodle just walks out. He'll go left and right and get the rest of them as well. Rush, Storm, they both fall.
Yes, Skadoodle just has a field day there. Those Molotovs, the flashbangs, great defense, great delay tactics from Cloud9, allow the rotation to come in, and eLevate going to be forced onto a save round here. And if they're gonna continue to put players over towards mid to gain mid control, they really need to commit to it. They need to find some way to trade, at least that initial kill, or bring more players out, flash them back, something. But you can't keep losing XP3 that early on in middle. That's both gun rounds starting out in 4-on-5 situations in the favor of Cloud9.
Skadoodle going to pop flash the underpass. That does catch Rush. Problem is he can't really peek it directly on a Rush because he's got more players lurking up. These pistols, although not great at range, are potent in numbers. That's what they've got. Roka, can he get another one Deagle? This guy's so good with the Deagle, and there it is. He lines it up. There's a case for him to be a top Deagle player easily in North America. Desi's going to add one of his own. I know Lex is in chat, and he'll revere me saying that, but it does give them an advantage. They haven't been able to secure any of those guns because they are in positions that are quite far away. Finally, Roka will push forward to grab one of them, and he'll get another Deagle shot on Freakazoid. That time it's not a headshot, but he's weak enough based on Desi's initial damage that he'll get the kill regardless, so maybe the key for eLevate to pick up rounds on Mirage or just use Deagles. And so far it's working out. Skadoodle gets in close, he'll use a 5-7. It's all pistols right now for this round as Desi's gonna lurk in. He's managed to get up middle, get through the window, and he catches off Skadoodle now as he picks up the M4. Brings us back to a 2-on-1. Both eLevate players lower on HP combined than what Shroud has to work with, but they can pinch him off, they can force him out, and I think XP3 did just spot him at the van. So they know his position, they just have to make sure they isolate him. That they don't make this a double 1-on-1, and Shroud, who rotates around, Desi pops out. XP3 knew he did the damage, and there we go. eLevate get their first round on an eco.
Yeah, and you said it. You'd think they could get one or two just based off some punk strategies there. They just walk up mid with the Deagles, shut some players down. Shroud's almost able to pull that back, actually. That was a great play by him and Skadoodle. Just get aggressive on that bomb site, prevent the plant, see what kills go their way. But nicely done by eLevate in the 2-on-1, not overextending, not overcommitting to a battle. And eventually Shroud just gets whittled down. So now XP3 has this AWP for the mid control if they want to take it. But it's going to be Rush who jumps across to the box. Skadoodle's not able to land the shot.
XP3, he smokes out. Skadoodle gets caught trying to transition back over toward jungle. Adjust things up for him. Pop flash just to hold back Freakazoid. In fact, he's playing extremely passive, so this is a bit of a win for eLevate to take this mid control, but the problem is they have to go all the way back for the bomb, so it doesn't do a whole lot for them, and on the way back, Rush gets caught by nothing. So they actually could have split up the defense. You saw how passive they'd already gone on B. Doesn't really amount. They still make it work, though. Desi's going to come up, catch nothing off from inside the ladder room, and all three players left for... Or, excuse me, there is four, but 3 out of the 4 Cloud9 players are already at B. So this does work for eLevate. They can still come in on this A site. They just have to make sure they don't let Shroud do too much damage.
Yeah, Shroud playing this passively in a retake. He's got to watch his flank as well, and you're exactly right.
Interesting note, just to cut you off, Freakazoid's actually getting to the corner on Catwalk, and they haven't executed in, so he's going to be in position to take them down from behind. Now they have to answer. Roka does.
Shroud just lurking in the smoke, waiting for his moment to pounce. He picks it, he spots Roka up, but Storm immediately trades him down to a 2-on-2. That delayed the plan a little bit longer. Ska's going to come in with his AWP up connector. He's only got 15 health. But XP3 is stuck inside the bomb site. And a nice peek from Storm there from A-Ramp, and XP3, they win the 2-on-2. Nicely done by them. That's going to force an eco onto Cloud9. Their economy has just been whittled down these past couple rounds. Now, not much left for them to do except save for a round. Getting knocked back in Skadoodle's hands. He's got 2250. Shroud actually has a good amount of money at 4200, but XP3 grabbing 2 here. So they've had a little bit of life now in their T side, and it's... Cloud9's gone away from that aggressive mid-control. That they didn't get those picks those rounds, and you've seen what eLevate can do when they're able to take a 5-on-5. They're very, very good at trading in the even-man situations. Now they're just going to bully their way up this A-ramp.
Skadoodle, excellent shot on Rush to open things off. Shroud now going to look toward this A-ramp. Roka, he's still alive on Tetris. They haven't found an answer for him. Excellent shot from Shroud in return, though, so 2 top-notch plays, top-notch placements with bullets as Freakazoid pops out, takes down Desi. But let's not make a mistake about XP3's op as he finds Shroud.
Sean Gare's on the flank. This could be huge. He'll be able to pick up an AK-47 that was dropped, and he can do some real damage here.
And they haven't got the bomb in play either, so that's massive. He spots up XP3. There's the AK, like you mentioned. He'll lurk up, line up the shot perfectly. And XP3 goes down. Roka now has to play backwards on this. And it's great position from Freakazoid. He may not have a gun, but he's in a good spot. Now, interestingly, though, look at Sean Gares. He's going to go all the way back. I assume he wants to get inside connector just to make sure he can't come down middle.
Well, this is looking like a smart play at the moment because Roka's coming out connector. He's going to try and make his way over towards the B bomb site. I don't think Sean's not prepared, but he does spot him. He's able to recover. Now he's going to fall back. He's got the information. He doesn't want to take the one-on-one fight, though. And coming back up connector, Roka gets caught out by Freakazoid. A little bit of damage done, but Sean is still so far away. This is a battle Roka basically has to take. It's a one-on-one, but Freak playing it very well, falling back passively, letting his teammate come, giving him time to get back into the fight.
Crossing over again, though, Sean spots him. So Sean got caught off guard, didn't expect him to be there, but it still works out perfectly as he gets enough information. There wasn't a lot of time. He had to stick that plant. Didn't have to, but it was pretty obvious he would. So Cloud9 get their 6th, and eLevate came within 2 players of collecting as many rounds in this game on Mirage as they have all season.
That was, I mean, the timing on that was a little unfortunate. XB3 actually checked the flank when he picked up the bomb, but Sean just came around the corner a second late for XB3 to spot him. But, I mean, that was a beautifully juggled aggression in that 2-on-1 from Roka. I mean, he had some one-on-one fights if he wanted them, but Cloud9 players playing it very smartly, very passively, and using their teamwork to put him in a bad position.
So Storm waiting outside of A. eLevate definitely putting pressure on Skadoodle. They've smoked off window. That's a big thing. I mean, that window smoke is invaluable. It's the same situation with JW on Fnatic. You don't smoke mid, I guarantee you he's going to get a shot. You smoke mid and he has to slide. JW, interestingly, actually will drop out the window and check underpass before he slides off, allowing Crims to play in A, but it definitely forces him out either way.
This is going to be a pinch into the A site. They're already up connector. Nothing is smoked off. He's got to be careful. He's got a flanker behind him on catwalk. The trades all go the way of eLevate. XP3 with 2 of them. So it's a 4-on-2 situation. They've bullied their way into this bomb site very well. Desi's still flanking a connector. He's going to wrap around Freakazoid right at the right time. Freakazoid doesn't even have his gun out. He's not going to be prepared for this one. He's going to get taken out. Now it's just Shroud stuck at the phone booth. Nothing really for him to do here. He falls to XP3, so eLevate looking good on that gun round. They got beat up on their anti-eco against just pistols, but that time they make that a hit work very, very well.
No, that was perfect. That's much better. So there we go. 3 rounds now for eLevate already. They've cut the lead down to just half of what it potentially... Well, it was 5 rounds. It's down to 3 rounds. But half, essentially, of what it was. XP3, again, going to throw out this window smoke. Actually, this is the light smoke. This is the short smoke. So this drops on catwalk. That allows them to round the corner a little bit further. Doesn't give Skadoodle information that they cross over behind the boxes, but he's not peeking out right now because they're on pistols. He's going to play very passive, so they'll get up middle. They'll get Desi toward that connection point as he's already found Freakazoid. He wants to do more damage inside as Skadoodle. He comes out and he'll get damage dealt onto him. Nothing takes a secondary peek, and Desi holds true with his AK and manages to get that shot as well. So looking really good right now for eLevate. Rush going to find Sean Gares. And suddenly eLevate's looking much better on Mirage than they did at the start of this match.
Yeah, they've put some things together. It's also, this is a situation, if Cloud9's going to buy here, they've gone away from their own mid-control on the defensive side. They've gone away from those aggressive mid-pushes that got them some opening picks in the first 5 rounds that really won them the first 2 gun rounds. So I'd expect them to go back to that at some point shortly, especially with how aggressively, I mean, eLevate's just smoking off the basic catwalk and jumping over the boxes. That can be something they can exploit. Because that's, I mean, that's the same way that eLevate's taken mid control, you know, multiple rounds.
Skadoodle this time is poised and waiting. There's no, again, short smoke, no smoke directly on the window. That does give him the shot toward the right, but that's actually deeper than most short smokes go. So it covers off a lot more of the angle than you would expect. Now there's a smoke window. Now Skadoodle's completely blinded. And interestingly enough, Freakazoid hasn't been able to get on catwalk as many times as possible, so they're going for a 3A now. This actually weakens the mid-presence, that secondary peek that they'll do to cover off Cubby.
It's actually a good call by eLevate because they're splitting B this round, and Shad was alone there for quite some time if they were able to speed that up, but a good read from Skadoodle. He's already rotated over here to help watch catwalk, but that pick into window by Desi, he's playing that lurk very, very well. That's something that strategies for Fnatic are based off getting a player into that ladder room. So how does Desi manage Skadoodle? He doesn't. Skadoodle lands the shot. Now the hit is on. It's going to be all to Sean Gares. Playing over by the bench. He gets the first one, and it's going to be a retake situation for Cloud9 as Roka gets the nice 2 entry kills.
And I get the bomb down on this. Roka's still checking catwalk, but they're both inside the kitchen right now. They've actually come through the doorway. He does realize that afterward, and Roka will take down Shroud. Storm holds true, guns nothing, and eLevate suddenly a completely revitalized team. They're finding a way to control this mid, and they're making it work time and time again, and now they're only within one round of Cloud9. This is a huge comeback for them. I know it's early to call it a comeback, but based on their stats on this map, it kind of is in a way.
Yeah, this looks like a completely different team on Mirage than what we've seen in the past, and Roka might have got 3 kills. He was an absolute beast entering that B bomb site, but it was that 1 kill by Desi in the ladder room that prevented a quick rotate, prevented the quick support from that player that really allowed Roka the opening to grab 2 entries. And Cloud9 is reeling. They're going to push A ramp. They're going to run right into Storm, who's watching it. He does grab 2. He eventually falls, but the information is there. Now coming up connector. They only have to deal with nothing, and he's pushed back.
Roka, Rush. Like you say, they get those 2 kills, so Shroud now finds himself 1-on-4. Has an AK to work with, but doesn't have a lot of health anymore. They just took most of that away. He's down to 7, has to fall back. Molotovs himself out to buy himself some space, but what he forgets about is the flying grenades. It comes over, Roka's gonna get the kill. And that's, I mean, 6-6. This is not at all what would have been predicted after seeing a 5-0 start from Cloud9.
Yeah, eLevate just stormed back into this, and the only round they've lost in this stretch of 6 rounds was an anti-eco against pistols. And Skadoodle, he wants that AWP, he's going to go glass cannon with it, and he's just heading right over to B, and this might be to stop that. This is to put a little bit of a mid-presence. He's going to go up on catwalk, and he's going to peek up mid. He's going to try and find something from a different angle, since he's constantly smoked out in window. Actually, him and Freakazoid do a boost. He's up on top of the boxes, so he's looking for any kind of aggressive mid-play from XP3, but the eLevate lineup is mostly geared over towards the A bomb site, now falling back over towards the B halls, and XP3 notices there's not a mid-push this round, so he's going to go for more aggressive off-play.
I mean, this is a massive shuffle. Putting Freak there and letting him, because they know the smokes have been coming out. And eLevate still respond to it. The problem is that Skadoodle can now play the reverse angle, but he needs to be able to be bought space from Sean Gares. He only gets 1. He knows he's there, and he uses the wall. He clips him perfectly. Headshot, and down he goes. Otherwise, he lives with a little bit of HP if it's a body shot. So, well placed from Skadoodle. Rush, though, immediately takes him down. Freakazoid's in position on the rotation based on how slow they've been on the entry, though. As that did buy them a little bit of time, but Storm, he's going to bring this back a little bit. XP3, excellent position from Catwalk. Nothing gets inside the site. No idea he's there. Now they've got the advantage of not only men, but also putting the bomb down. And in a weird way, the bomb is the third man because it's a magnet. They have to go to it, and they can just bait him out. That nade's going to do damage onto Shroud. Inevitably, he's pushed far too forward. Actually, it only does 3. But damage nonetheless, and as he pushes forward, XP3 now, man, this is crazy. They've now got 6 rounds. Rather, excuse me, 7 rounds out of the last 8. So this is massive, and Cloud9 can't do anything. They're melting down in middle. They try that time entirely different. They put Skadoodle on the catwalk. They realize he's not in window and instantly smoke the catwalk. He doesn't push through it. He can't get the early shot. They need to find a way to get him aggressively in position. Even if he has to go connector and go really, really aggressive. Or go Shroud again. Let Shroud lurk up like he did in round 4.
Yeah, they've really gone away from their CT mid-control, Cloud9 has, and they haven't been able to find a way to make it effective. It's going to be a force by here. Alphamas is in a Deagle, and the Deagle's all alone at the A bomb site. Nothing's rotated over to help out. He's going to smoke out Halls. But this is a heavy, heavy attack here from eLevate.
Someone in chat just made a good point, too. We saw Cloud9 win on this map the other night with Stunna instead of nothing. So they've definitely been able to win. Again, LG, though, didn't give this sort of mid-presence, this challenge that eLevate's giving right now. Nothing manages to pick up 2. Storm goes back into Shroud, so it comes back to a man advantage again for eLevate. They're so low on HP, though, but that nade, it doesn't go far enough over the box, and XP3, he doesn't lose much at all. Russian Shadow, he'll be able to cover them when they cross over, and it's possible they'll be overlooked because XP3 is so deep inside the site that if they try and force onto him, if they get too distracted or too focused on him, rather, Rush would be in a good position. That dink, though, over the box doesn't even matter. Rush takes down nothing from way back inside the A ramp when he gets up on jungle, and they can't do it. I mean, this is crazy.
Yeah, what a half so far by eLevate that they're putting together. And this is going to have to be another force buy out of Cloud9. Famas has come out. 1 rifle or 1 M4A1 on Shroud, and Skadoodle even picks up a scout. He's the only one with a kit. They do have smokes to work with, but they're really hurting on flashbangs and other utility. So eLevate has them in a fantastic economical situation, and they're just going to... I mean, look at this strategy. They have 3 players in halls now, so they're just going to barrel out these halls. Nothing's playing underneath the balcony with Shroud in the bomb site, but this could be extremely overwhelming if they get the timing right.
Shot coming from Roka, though he does find Shroud. It's only a 1-1 trade. Same thing happens to nothing. He only gets Roka before Desi goes back in. Bomb's going to get in position. This time, Cloud9 at least have an even number of men to go against them on the retake. Skadoodle has to make this op work, the scout. It's a jump shot. He does land it, but it's not a headshot, so Desi survives with 30. That's still going to be enough for Sean to come in behind with the FAMAS. Meanwhile, Skadoodle goes down traded. Excellently traded. That has to be nailed immediately by Freakazoid to pull out XP3, and that smoke gets him out of position. That's one way to counter off that position at Tetris, and as he goes above, Freakazoid knows it's his only angle he can work with, so Cloud9 that time managed to execute correctly on the retake, but they're still going to give up 8 rounds on the half.
Yeah, amazing play from eLevate after going down 5-0, winning so many in a row. So Cloud9's giving themselves a little bit of a deep hole to work out of it, and like we mentioned before this match even began, in the LG match, Cloud9 really didn't have much of a mid presence on either side of the map. They opened up the half with great mid presence, successfully getting a couple picks, but from there eLevate responded, they adjusted, and they just ran away with it. And we'll have to see if Cloud9 is going to switch up their own stuff, if they're going to put some mid control, if they're going to try and utilize that and take advantage of a mid presence on their terror side. What we saw to them against LG was basically just a pretty typical spread out strategy early on with late executes out of the bomb sites.
Again, though, I mean, it just goes to highlight the difference in map styles and game styles from each team. LG didn't really challenge C9, and once eLevate were able to get those smokes, it wasn't even necessarily picks early on, those smokes just to force the line of sight to be broken. They didn't really answer it. And again, you want to go back to, I made the comparison to JW, who when he gets smoked down a window, now he's a little different, he does drop down, but it's not even him dropping down that makes the difference, it's the fact that they are able to get Crims out of the connector if they need to take the shot. It's the ability to get Olaf Meister up on Catwalk to basically put a 3 presence there, so even if their op can't find the work, the rifles still can. And it looked like Cloud9 was favoring that with Shroud9's really, Shroud9, there you go. Wow. But again, it was Shroud's early play getting up mid, so they just didn't have it. They didn't have a backup plan at all.
To throw back to Fnatic, I really liked what eLevate actually did on that T side with Desi. I mean, they took mid control quickly and aggressively. They got Desi, as fast and safe as possible into the ladder room so that he could lurk. I mean, that's such a crucial position on this map to hold. And once they got him in there, they slowed things down and kind of made a choice of where to go from there. And it really exploited the rotations from Cloud9. So many rounds he was able to get, a lurk opening kill or cut off rotations to the bomb site.
Oh, pistol gonna come out. If eLevate can grab this, it could be massive for them.
They've actually, that one player in the window room actually forced back this Cloud9 push. They wanted to take that mid control. They wanted to at least make a presence and get into a fight, but just a couple of shots forced them away. Now they're falling back into an A execute. They have one smoke to use, and that's going to go towards the bomb site for a smoke plate, I would assume, but a nice one tap, a second one from Roka, third! Through the smoke, Roka comes up huge, and that's the attack. It's basically been shut down from here.
Desi's going to contribute. Sean gets the only kill on Roka. He wasn't done there either. He'll go through the smoke as well into Sean. What a round from him in the pistol, and there it is. eLevate now get 9. They'll get the economy working as well. This could be favoring them massively, and eLevate, we said if they could split this series 1-1, it's a potential victory that other teams might not be capable of getting, but if Cloud9 look this breakable, I might change that statement, but either way, this makes up for the loss the other night, the 3 losses they've had the other night, so this is good for eLevate to revitalize what's been slipping out of control in that 4-0 start on the season.
Yeah, 4-0 and then 0 for 3, but looking good on this map. We do have to mention they look great on Cobble, having a massive lead at 13-8. It came back to overtime.
It's true. I mean, they always make every game close. There's no question. Again, we're back and forth here. It is one of those situations. I made the joke that they're the TSM of North America, but a few more rounds here and there, and these guys could be only one loss really this season. The CLG loss. That was the only one that spiraled out of control. Either way, Roka's in the same position this round, except this time it's a bit of an upgrade. It's a nice M4 to work with, which interestingly enough doesn't have the same headshot potential.
Cloud9 does have a buy here. They have Skadoodle with a scout. He's over towards the A bomb site. Taking a little bit of damage on nothing in Freakazoid, but they're just going to set up for an A hit, and it's going to be a pinch with 2 players in mid at the connector. Nothing's going to have to use this smoke to block off Rush, who's getting aggressive, but he's going to push right through it. He's in the window room, and if he peeks up connector, they're fully exposed. Desi's there with an SMG to mow him down. Roka gets one as well. Now it's just getting absolutely mopped up, so a second round buy for Cloud9 yields them nothing. No bomb plant, no kills whatsoever. Nice hold from eLevate.
And Cloud9 left speechless again. 1 kill in the first 2 rounds. Now, let's not read too much into that. But they have to save. They don't even get frag money to buy out in this one. And all they grab is 3 flashes, so look for a really fast B push to potentially get a bomb in place.
If they can, I mean, that's just... I don't know if that's enough. Storm has a Molotov. He's playing with Rush, who's got a great crossfire setup. They have mid-control, so Rush doesn't have to worry about catwalk at all. So here it comes. Molotov is out.
Oh, Freak takes a massive amount of damage from that nade. That landed on his feet, so 30 HP left for him. Rest of the players just sitting back to see what information he can gain, but the problem is, if they're still going to commit to this, even if he goes forward with these flashes, they've already pulled players over, they've already drawn the attention, so they might have been better just to go all at once and catch them off guard, try and get in quickly, because look what happens. Storm and Rush, you mentioned the crossfire, they use it, and it works out nearly to perfection. Rush eventually does go down, Storm went down just before that, but either way, Cloud9, they get the bomb plant they want, they actually bring this back to a 2-on-1 Shroud, a little bit of heroics. Rona, wow. Way to go, Rona. You getting chat, get inside my head. Roka gets the kill.
That was actually a great round by Cloud9. That might go a little bit unnoticed, but they throw 1 flash and have Freakazoid make the noise like it's a full-blown rush coming, and gives a little bit of a present. That baits out Storm's Molotov, and once that goes away, they throw the rest of their utility and get into the bomb site, get some trades, and get the bomb plant. So very, very well done. They bait out the Molotov, and all they needed there was the plant. That's going to give an op to Skadoodle. And full utility on the remaining 4 members.
And Sean this time now with the AK. As the guns come out, tries to fire in through the smoke at B. See if he can get just that lucky shot, that one out of place, or in place bullet onto Storm. As they lurk underpass, but look at Desi, he's already come down. So aggressive this time from the rifler in mid. Freakazoid, perfect position to trade it though, that's crucial because if they can get back up and get in mid, they can still work this round, but Rush has also come out on catwalk because they don't have anyone top mid. They do have Skadoodle, but he hasn't peeked out, so Rush has that free line of sight. If Skadoodle comes out right now and XP3 doesn't spot him, Rush goes down. But Ska's going to go back for the bomb.
Yeah, and XP3 holding the angle, so a lot of trust by Rush, like you said there. B bomb site just gets smoked off into the hulls, and that's kind of where the bomb's making its way. But Cloud9 is really, really spread out. 1 player, like you said, under window, that's Freakazoid. 1 player meeting up with him in underpass, that's Sean, and the remaining 2 players are actually going to circle around back towards A, so this is going to be a late round A pinch coming up connector and A ramp.
XP3, though, he gets the first one. Freakazoid's still there, so doubling up in this position may catch XP3 off. He needs to be very careful, and he actually looks like he's potentially going to repeat it, but not now that he's heard the noise come out from the A ramp. Almost caught that nade, body blocking it, but nice shot on Freakazoid. Quick reactions, catches him just in the right side, and now he's in great position for takedowning Skadoodle. With no smokes, that leaves him fully exposed. Nothing at least gets 1, but Rush closes the round, and eLevate now on 12. This is a similar situation, keep in mind, to where they were on Cobblestone. I think it was 13-8 in that, so 12-7 here, not much of a difference. In Cloud9 this time, though, they have to come back on the T side.
Yeah, and crucially, and once again, we talked about it, they didn't put any presence in mid in that first gun round, even with the AWP in Skadoodle's hand, so, I mean, that allowed Rush to stay aggressive there, and allowed XP3, they had so many quick rotations to either bomb site, they can be so mobile with that mid-control. If the Terrace team takes that mid-control, it severely restricts how the defense can rotate and support their teammates, but they're not even going for it here in that first gun round, and that punishes them.
Roka, just barely, I'm not sure, that might be a graphics setting. He might have been able to see through the edge of that smoke. Either way, he spams preemptively just on the awareness that they might be pushing up catwalk, and he gets that kill. And now eLevate just have to clean up. Call in the janitors, we got a mess, because Cloud9 are falling apart still.
Yeah, that op from XP3 wreaking havoc in these last 2 rounds, and it comes down to that gun round, there's just no smokes left on that A execute to block him off, and he had a field day with it. But the bank is also building up. You see Roko with $12,000 behind his buy. Everyone else is around 3K, 4,400, 5,000. So a lot of money built up. This is a crucial round here for Cloud9 if they want to make this comeback. And where are they going to position Skadoodle? Where can he try and find a pick? He goes over towards A, but immediately gets smoked off. And similar to last round, I mean, Cloud9 is just set up right now for this A execute, not establishing any kind of map control. And XP3 and Rush have their eyes on it. They have it unlocked, but it's going to be up to Desi and Roko when the execute does come in. They're the only 2 players at the same bomb site, but now the defense is rotating over.
Roka very aggressive this time. They'll throw out the initial smoke, pop flash through it as well, but that's just to hold them and slow them down. That's not going to get a push through. That's a suicidal push. It does let him get a little bit closer, though, on the archway, and he actually could spot up a player high side in through the top of that smoke, but look at the damage he takes coming out of that. So really aggressive play that doesn't necessarily reward much other than information. Gives up 85 health points, and now it's going to be XP3 coming back over. Blinded, smoke, doesn't even care. He takes the shot, takes down Sean Gares, and Cloud9 have to respond. They go in immediately after. They will find Desi behind the firebox. Still a passive play right now from Roka. He gets spotted by nothing, and the execution is a lot more solid this time from Cloud9. They just have to watch out for Rush, who comes up over top of the stairwell. And has nothing, just holding the angle, firing through that smoke 1, 2, 3 at a time. Takes down XP3. Rush does get one, but Shroud will close it out. And now there we go. Now it is the exact Cobble scoreline that we had, 13-8.
Yeah, Cloud9 does so much damage to those A defenders before the execute even comes in. Desi gets burned out off the top of balcony. Roka, like you said, tried to get aggressive, peering over the smoke at the bottom of the A stairs. He takes a leg shot from Skadoodle as he falls back, and that defense is just so severely weakened. So even that blind smoked shot from XP3 can't pull him back in that round. Nicely done by Cloud9 there. That's going to give him their 8th. And that's going to deplete the economy now, so this is an opportunity for Cloud9 to break the economy and get some anti-eco rounds under the belt.
Storm's just firing through that window over at B. Skadoodle was just to the left of it, but I think from Skadoodle's position, just back down the hallway, there's no way to hit him from that wallbang. Yeah, no, he was too far down the hall. I love when you see a kill in that spot, but it doesn't happen that commonly. As we do see another smoke now, a late smoke coming out on Palace. Roka still has his in play at the top of A main, and that flash from Cloud9, does force XP3 back just enough to let them cross over, but he pops back out. It's not a smoke. It's not enough. It's only temporary, and the damage is permanent. He takes down 2 players on Cloud9 as Rush will take the 3rd. And that's how you play mid. Cloud9 failing both sides of it, arguably, right now, as they don't cover off the ground that needs to be smoked and masked. And now nothing's going to walk in solo again on A. Roka, he's got full line of sight as well. And Skadoodle, he'll make up for at least one. He might be able to get more on Rush. He's capable of doing this with his skill, but by whiffing that first shot, it allows Storm a lot closer into his position, and now they've got 14.
What a pair of shots by XP3 initially to hold off that mid aggression from Cloud9. They shut that down, that delayed mid play. Curious that Cloud9, they want to take mid, and they have Skadoodle in the underpass with his AWP, so he's not even in the top of mid to trade that kill. I mean, he could have... You know, XP3 gets that first kill and falls back, and that could have given Skadoodle the time to just angle up and wait for the repeat, but he wasn't there to do it. So now they're going to full buy, or force buy. They have 2 AK-47s and 3 Tech-9s. They're heading over towards this A site. Once again, Roka playing it passively at the phone booth.
It's all committing to A right now from Cloud9. Now wait for this first smoke to dissolve. They actually do have the advantage on that site because there's a heavy B presence right now from eLevate. Rush is even falling down catwalk. Desi, he's leading off in the underpass. XP3 will come back over to support inside the site. And with the op, he actually has a decent angle to hold that ramp. And he might be forward enough of the smokes when they come in, so he could still hold that when they rush through. He just needs to avoid flashes at that point, but he's already changed it. He's already gone away all the way onto the CT ramp. And he makes good of it. He finds Skadoodle, so he wins that battle. That's a lot of the potential for Cloud9's entry gone. Freakazoid only manages to get down Roka. Shroud fires back, though, does catch XP3, and Sean Gares manages to recover the op, but he uses it well, actually. He does find Rush. Desi takes down Sean Gares in response, and Storm's going to get Shroud. I thought there was a chance there when they had to crossfire from either side of the site, but once Sean Gares went down, they really couldn't do much.
Yeah, just to sound like a broken record, I mean, that's the mid control. If you're, as a terrorist team, if you're just going to set up for some of these A executes like this, that's one of the things you risk. Desi able to be so comfortable in mid, and he just pushes underpass very early on in the round, so when that execute comes in, he's able to have a very, very fast flank and catch him off guard. That was actually a fantastic 2-on-2 situation for Cloud9. You know, if they were able to, if they had put pressure on other sides of the map, if that flank wasn't coming in, they're in great spots. And Desi punishes him for not having any kind of map control.
Desi wants to get forward now, and it's match point a lot earlier this time for eLevate. Cloud9, the last unbeaten team, that might be about to change. XP3, slight gap in the smoke, tries to aim through it at the corner just to make sure no one crosses over to the boxes, but he isn't in position. Now he slides back out. Sean Gears actually goes forward to the boxes, gets really aggressive, and again, they go out when the smoke's dissolved. There's nothing to cover them off, and he makes them pay. XP3 is looking excellent right now in mid. He's on 23 frags, 25 for Roka. He leads the way, but there's only 16 at the top player right now in Cloud9. That's Shroud. So, a subpar performance in many aspects from Cloud9 on Mirage. And XP3, he'll come up behind them using the underpass stairwell to get inside the apartments. The Tech 9, if nothing's going to come around the corner, using that movement speed and ability, he'll take down Storm.
Bomb's in mid, though, and eLevate has a great setup for it. Even a nade coming out on a catwalk. Shroud's going to eat that one down to 69. Molotov's keeping them back, but they're getting flanked out. Yep, they're getting flanked out, but it doesn't even matter.